Shalom. Welcome to Understanding the World with Rabbi David Kaufman. I'm joined in the studio by Mark Finkelstein of the Jewish Federation of Greater Des Moines. And we will be joined on our show shortly by Neshama Carlbach and Josh Nelson, who will be Skyping in from New York City. I think there are a few technical details we're working through right now, but they'll be on momentarily. And so I thought I would begin our show just as I normally do. First off, by thanking Dr. Ronald Bergman and Bergman Folkers Cosmetic Surgery and Spa for their continued support of our show, enabling us to bring guests to you through our show and also to share education about the world that we live in. This week, there are a number of ongoing issues, the peace process being a bigger one that continues to increase in the forefront of people's minds. There is kind of an escalating perception that the process is going to collapse, and the blame game has already started, with everybody wanting to say it's going to fail or it already has failed because of X, Y, Z. On the one hand, you have the Palestinian side blaming Israelis for different things. You have Israelis blaming Palestinians for different things. You have different groups who want to argue about settlements. You have people who are saying, well, the settlements actually provide help for Palestinians. There's the whole SodaStream issue. I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl, but there was an ad with Scarlett Johansson, who was a spokesperson for Oxfam, but Scarlett Johansson did a commercial for SodaStream, and SodaStream is located in the West Bank near, it has at least a factory in the West Bank near Ma'ale Adumim that employs over 500 Palestinians who they actually bring in from the places where they live to the factory and provide them a high multiple of what they could earn back home and provide the meals and the whole works, and they're very happy to work for the factory. And there's this controversy of, well, is it really important to make the lives of the Palestinians more miserable to say that there's no benefit to having the Israeli businesses in the West Bank, or does it make sense to say, yeah, let's support the businesses that are trying to bridge the gaps between Israelis and Palestinians? The owner of SodaStream says, look, I don't want to close this factory down to avoid boycott of our products and abandon these 500 Palestinian workers who are dependent on the company. What kind of morality and ethics is that? So this is kind of a strange situation in which the people who are advocating for the opposing side, for the boycott, divestment, sanctions movement, who want to close down this factory, are actually advocating against 500 and some odd Palestinian workers who are working for the factory in order to increase the suffering of the Palestinians in the region, to say that there's no good that comes from working with Israel. It's a very problematic position. The issues that we run into in dealing with the broader spectrum of the peace process often become very, very complicated. And we have had a number of guests on our show over the years who have been able to explain in good detail what's going on in the Middle East and what's going on specifically in Israel. Of those, perhaps the greatest of them all was Professor Barry Rubin, who passed away this week. Barry Rubin was a friend of mine. I considered him in many ways to be a mentor. We communicated on a fairly regular basis. And Barry leaves behind a wife and two young children, relatively young children. He leaves behind a great void that those of us who advocate for Israel are going to have to work hard to fill. And so today on the show, in fact, I'd like to dedicate the show to the memory of Dr. Barry Rubin. And we will be back, hopefully, with Neshama Carlbach and Josh Nelson right after a short break.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
I'm Brian Leach, owner and general manager of Service Legends. I brought along a couple of the home comfort heroes.
Hi, I'm Tammy Wells.
I am Nick Wondershide.
I'm administrative manager
I am the senior technician.
from Service Legends.
It seems like every good thing, when you feel it to the bone,